and welcome to another episode of Pint Time with Backpacker Mike. Happy early Halloween. Halloween is coming up, so, I had to dress up a little bit like I always do for this live show. Welcome to Pint Time with Backpacker Mike. This is a series where I talk about travel and I try some great craft beers for you guys. I have traveled the world. You can see it on my YouTube channel. You can go to the playlist, see the countries that I have traveled to and all of that stuff. So I try to come up with some travel topics for you guys, various other things, and I also do some interviews sometimes of other travelers, people who decide to live their dreams. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about episode 239, and that is the spookiest Halloween festivals around the world. I've got about 8 of them there for you, and I'm going to be trying some non-alcoholic beer for you guys today on the show. So I'm going to show you guys the first one that I have to try for you guys. This one is by the Sober Carpenter. It is a white Belgian ale. Again, it is non-alcoholic, so there's like 0.05% or less in here. It says it comes with malts, toasted wheat, oat flakes, and cara. Hops is the Halatrua Mittelefra, which I haven't heard of that hops before. The spices are bitter orange peel and coriander. So that's one that I have to try for you guys. And then the other one I have to try for you is from Brooklyn Brewery. It is a non-alcoholic special effects hoppy amber. And this one, it says it's smooth, delicious brew that just happens to be non-alcoholic. It's flavorful, zesty, and satisfying. So those are the 2 beers I'm going to try for you guys today. So let's get into this Sober Carpenter. I did these over on my TikTok. Again, if you got a TikTok and you're not following me on TikTok, please give me a follow on there. Just go to TikTok, search Backpacker Mike, and you will find me. Give me a follow. All right, let's get into this one and see what it's all about. And then we'll get into some cool Halloween festivals around the world that you may want to check out one of these Halloweens. All right, here we go. Sober Carpenter White Belgian Ale. It smells kind of tea-y. If you guys are if any of you are into beer and you've had NAs before, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's almost like they just boiled all of the hops and the barley and all that stuff together and then just kind of dumped that water out, added carbonation to it. And so it reminds me a bit of a tea on the smell. All right, here we go. Let's give this one a try. Cheers, prost, sláinte, and skål for my Nordic friends. You know who you are. It's definitely a smashable non-alcoholic beer. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on, saying hi back to you. It's definitely a very smashable non-alcoholic beer. It does give off a little bit of bitterness, hoppiness at the back of the palate, but it still has a bit of that sort of tea flavor to it. Let me do a hard pour for you guys because you can kind of see what it's all about. And then we will get into episode 239, some cool Halloween festivals around the world. All right, so there you go. That's what it's about. I got to drink them out of my poison beakers, right? I mean, it's Halloween. All right, so the hard pour kind of mixes everything together. I would kind of go with the hard pour as my preference. It's not too bad for a non-alcoholic. If you can find this, Sober Carpenter, you want to give it a try, let me know what you think. I'm going to go with a 7. I'm going to go a 7 on the Sober Carpenter. All right, let's get into the Brooklyn Brewery, and then we will get into the show. Brooklyn Brewery Special Effects Amber Hoppy. Can you say happy birthday to my sister Bella? Happy birthday, Bella. Wow, pretty cool. Pretty close to Halloween, huh? That's a cool birthday to have. That's pretty cool. All right, let's give this one a try. This one has a very nice nose on it. It smells really good. Yeah, it's pretty tasty. It's got a nice little sweetness to it. A little bit of hoppiness, bitterness at the back of the palate there. Let's do a hard pour on this one too, so you guys can kind of see what it is like. So Tiff, hopefully Bella heard that, or hopefully you got Bella to hear that. And hopefully she has an amazing birthday. Yeah, I prefer the hard pour on this one too. I feel like all the NAs, the hard pours kind of blend everything together, makes it a little bit better. Still gives that tea sort of flavor at the back of your palate when you're done with it. I'm going to go with 7 on this one as well. It's pretty average. It is what it is. I'm going to pour the rest of this in the beaker here. And then we'll get into the show. So how many of you guys celebrate Halloween? How many of you are excited? Or have a big Halloween party that you're going to? I'm going out trick-or-treating tonight, believe it or not. All right. All right, so let's get into episode 239, some of the spookiest Halloween festivals that you can see around the world. The first one is right here in the United States, and it's one of New York City's most highly sought after or touted events in New York City, and that is the Village Halloween Parade, which basically comprises of over 50,000 paraders who revel in about 3 hours of this festival, fun on Halloween night in the West Village in New York City. The parade, the cool thing is about this parade is that if you are dressed up in a costume, then you could participate in the parade. So that's pretty cool. And then also mixed in there in the parade is about 50 bands from all around the world that kind of, are mixed up within the parade. So that's kind of cool, as well as dancers and giant puppets, artists, drag queens, and thousands of New Yorkers obviously dressed up in creative costumes and outfits. So it's a pretty cool time, it sounds like. All right, the next one I have on your list is the infamous Salem Witches Halloween Ball. And you guessed it, it's in Salem, Massachusetts, that is famous for the Salem Witch Trials. The place of the famous Salem Witch Trials, where the entire month of October is Halloween, is a Halloween party. With the annual Festival of the Dead and a variety of events like the Psychic Fair, the Witchcraft Expo, and the Vampires Masquerade Ball. How cool would that be to go to a Vampires Masquerade Ball? If you like vampires, I like vampires. However, the most popular event is the official Salem Witches Masquerade Ball, or Halloween Ball. Hundreds of costume patrons flock to Salem as the fires burn on the hillsides, on the hilltops, and while the witches gather to cast spells for the coming year, for the new year, and to honor the dead during the Festival of Samhain. So, pretty neat. All right, the next one on the list is the London Dungeons. And if any of you have ever been to the London Dungeons, please let me know. I have been to London, but I missed out on the dungeons. It's like a poet and don't know it. But anyway, London's popular dungeon has been around since 1976. And thanks to an elaborate interactive experience that takes you through London's bloody past, where you can basically come face to face with the likes of Jack the Ripper and Sweeney Todd, and other events like the Black Plague, with actors escorting you through 14 shows and 3 scary rides and more at the London Dungeons. All right, the next one on the list is Hallow Week. Hallow Week. This is actually up in Canada. The ever-popular Halloween, or Hallow Week, takes place in the Church Wellesley Village, and it's Toronto's, it's Toronto's largest gay neighborhood there, actually. I've been to Toronto. I don't believe I've been to that neighborhood before. The week-long festival is full of events, attractions, and trick-or-treats. Visitors of all walks of life actually can enter things like the jack-o'-lantern carving competition, and also ghoulish dining tours, where you can take a ghoulish tour and snack on some food along the way. But the headliner is the block party on Halloween night, and the streets are all closed off in that area, so no cars can get back and forth, and it is the biggest Halloween celebration there. So pretty awesome to celebrate Halloween like that. All right, the next one on the list is the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. The Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, often said to be the most haunted place in the world, actually. The Queen Mary was a cruise liner, basically, and it is docked off of Long Beach, California. Long Beach, California. The experience at Dark Harbor is unique and unpredictable, and visitors venture through 6 terrifying mazes haunted by more than 200 monsters and ghosts. Dun, dun, dun. Many of which are inspired by those who actually supposedly haunt the ship, believe it or not. The experience runs through the month of October, and it includes other things like live entertainment, food, beverages, and things like that. All right, the next one on the list is actually in California, I believe, and also here in Florida, and that is Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. That's right. And believe it or not, I live in Florida, and I have never been to that. Ever. I don't know why. I've just never been there for that. But anyway, everybody I know, a lot of friends of mine and stuff that go say it is a lot of fun to go to, but however, I've never been to it. So anyway, in October, the whole month of October, Universal Studios transforms itself into a creepy wonderland where, fans can experience their favorite horror movies, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Walking Dead, where you basically ride in a terror tram and get chased by, tons of zombies chasing after you, hordes of zombies on the terror train with many additional shows and rides and more. It's a theme park, so you can go there and do all kinds of stuff while being chased by ghoulish figures and stuff and zombies. All right, the next one on the list is Banks of the Foyle Halloween Carnival. Located in Derry, Ireland, actually. I have been to Derry, Ireland, but I have not been to that festival. On the Halloween weekend, more than 50,000 villagers flood the streets in this small town in Northern Ireland, and Halloween is taken so seriously there that you'll find a lot of bartenders that will not serve you a pint unless you are dressed up in a costume. How about that? I mean, right on them, right? Anyway, all weekend visitors take to the streets in the town's main square, which is including the 17th century walled city within the city. So that's pretty cool. And they also have fireworks displays there and the carnival parade that goes through the city. So that would be pretty cool. It'd almost be like a St. Paddy's Day on Halloween or something, I assume. Which I was in Dublin, Ireland for St. Paddy's Day, and I absolutely loved it. It was an amazing time. I highly recommend trying to do Dublin at least one time for St. Paddy's Day. And if you can't get to Dublin, then I suggest Limerick is another really good St. Paddy's Day. And I believe Cork also has a really good St. Paddy's Day. So if you can make it to either one of those three, I would highly recommend that. All right, and the last one on the list is Knott's Scary Farm. Every year, Knott's Berry Farm, actually, a theme park in Buena Park, California, transforms itself into 160 acres of horror called Knott's Scary Farm. The slogan there is walk in and freak out. That's it. And with more than 1,000 monsters and 13 mazes and 4 scare zones, my goodness, it will make you freak out, I'm sure. It also offers many activities and other things to do. It is a 160-acre farm, for God's sake, so you got a lot of stuff you can do there and things you can partake in and, beverages and food and things like that. So there you have it. Has anybody had any ghoulish, scary places that they went to on Halloween, or anybody have any cool places they're going this Halloween, which is, I think, this Tuesday, I believe. So I'll be going trick-or-treating tonight. Yeah, that's right. Not really trick-or-treating necessarily for the candy, but just to do it. Anyway, you're never too old. That's what I say. Anyway, anybody got anything? Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing like that. All right, so I think this is like my third or fourth live back on YouTube, and I'm going to be staying here on YouTube, so please tell your friends and family. And if anybody's into travel, if anybody wants me to focus on a specific country that you might be traveling to, I will be more than happy to do a show on that for you. Again, I'm a world traveler. I've traveled the world. I traveled the world for 3 years out of my backpack. This is me walking the Camino at the end of the Camino in Fister in España or Spain. I've walked the Camino twice, traveled about 25, 30 different countries or so. And I've circumferenced the entire world. So I have some travel experience, just a wee bit. Not compared to my friend Gabriel Traveler, who's got way more travel experience than me. But either way. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me on Pint Time. I'll see you guys again next. Actually, it might not be next Saturday. It might be next Sunday, possibly, I believe. Anyway, I'll get back to you guys on that. But anyway, look for the promo videos. And if you got any questions or anything, please drop them in the comments below. If you're watching this back on the replay, I will get back to you on them or send me a message. Also, look me up on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, the TikTok. Anyway, thank you guys so much. And as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. And I'll see you guys next time on Pine Time. And if you're going out and celebrating Halloween or going to a party or something, please be safe. Make it home safe. All right, guys. Peace.